Welcome back to 5 Minute Actions. Today we're going to spend 5 minutes or less talking about a factor's main mechanics, zetas, Omicrons, team comp, and 5 most common counters in 5v5 and 3v3 Grand Arena. Today we're talking about the Palpatine Empire team. Your main team comp is Palpatine, Vader, Mara. Palp is the lead and one of the turn meter engines. Vader is the damage, also turn meter engine. Mara is a ginormous turn meter engine, the most important one, as well as providing tenacity down, turn meter removal. In terms of 5th optional units, the best two, in my opinion, are going to be Tarkin and Thrawn, but most commonly you'll see TIE Fighter Pilot and Tarkin early on, and maybe you can get Thrawn in if you did a Phoenix farm. Piet you can put in, but most of the time he's going to be busy with troopers. But if you don't have a trooper team, Piet is a great plug-in. TIE Fighter Pilot is just an AoE debuff, a little bit of damage. He's a buff immunity, which is nice. Tarkin, AoE debuffs, and a turn meter removal. Thrawn, turn meter swapping, cleansing with that turn meter swap, and a fracture to lock a target down so they can't take any turns. Piet has an AoE daze and actually gives buffs to your team every time Empire allies take a turn. So the longer your turn meter train, the more offense and potency you get from Piet being on the team. He's probably one of the best plugins for the team, but he's just oftentimes busy with troopers. Now let's talk about zetas for this team. Vader, Merciless Massacre. Target everyone, take bonus turns per target. This is the most important Zeta on the team. Absolutely vital. Won't hardly work without it. Used to, the team was like C tier, then this Zeta got added to the game, and all of a sudden, they're crazy. You are taking a bonus turn per every target on the enemy team. That also means you're lowering your cooldowns for every turn you're taking, so you're getting right back around. You're pushing turn meter to your allies with his culling blade. You are just crazy with Merciless Massacre. Next one is going to be Palpatine lead for the turn meter gain when you push debuffs by dispelling debuffs with your culling blade from Vader or killing a target. You push tons of turn meter to the team. Then powerful zetas. These are good zetas, but the team can work without them. It's going to be Vader Unique, which actually rips stealth off of enemies when you use it, and you get some extra offense and potent and protection. All right, so next most important Zeta, if you have Piet on the team, is going to be Piet's Unique Emperor's Trap. So that's as you're taking turns, you're getting offense and potency per stack. If you aren't using Piet here, then don't do this Zeta, obviously. If you were using him with troopers, though, you're going to want this Zeta, so it's a whole separate issue. But for this team specifically, it is a good Zeta here. And you can eventually move him to troopers later. Luxury Zetas. Thrawn Unique. This makes his Fracture last longer when allies using special. His turn meter gets removed. When his turn meter gets removed, his Fracture lasts longer. Palpatine Unique, I would also say, is a luxury Zeta. It gives him some extra protection as shocks are being landed. Mara Special 2, which is here. Palp gets some extra TM from the debuffs landed from that ability. And then Piet's AoE adds a daze and a potential fear, as well as one cooldown reduction. Zetas I would not recommend, and this is from best to worst. Tarkin Unique. He gets some extra potency per debuffed enemy, so that's up to 100% potency. But it's just not that important for him because you're going to have tenacity down from Mara. Vader lead. You won't use this Zeta. It's not garbage, but you just won't really use it. You've got better options that you can use that don't take Zetas. You can use like a Thrawn lead without a Zeta, Krennic lead without a Zeta, or just this without a Zeta in 3v3 when you get Starkiller later on. For now, you're never going to use him in the lead anyway. Mara Special 1, it's just not great. It just does extra damage to shocked enemies and Jedi. She's not the damage dealer, so it's just not really that great. I wouldn't do it. Tarkin lead is just bad. Would not do it. And then Thrawn lead just adds some protection recovery. You can use his lead without this protection recovery if you need a second Empire team for like 3v3. All right, let's talk about, Ommis next. We only have one Omni that we could even consider out of the bunch, and that's Mara Jade. And that makes her start with 100% turn meter when at the start of the battle, basically. There's some other little tidbits in here, but the main thing is she starts with 100% turn meter. So you get your turn meter train rolling. It is A tier GW Omni, and later on, it'll actually work when you shift to a Starkiller team with Juhani Omicrons. So this is something that has a long shelf life, and you certainly will get use out of it. Let's talk about mods. We've got speed, potency on Palpatine with like potency primary here, health or protection, like hopefully protection here. You've got offense and potency on Vader or crit damage potency. I see offense a lot. I don't see why you wouldn't do crit damage. He gets max crit chance from Merciless Massacre. And you want like crit damage primary here, offense primary here. Mara Jade, oftentimes you see speed potency. I currently have a speed health. Most importantly, make sure you have a potency primary on her cross. Mods for the rest of them. TIE Fighter Pilot commonly is speed crit chance. I like speed potency for the buff immunity, but I know crit chance is also important for him. Tarkin, speed potency. Thrawn, speed health. And Piet, speed health. Piet, you can have offense or potency here. Thrawn, you want protection or tenacity in most of these slots. Tarkin, potency with protection and health in the other slots. Common counters to this team, but I will say, well, we'll talk about it at the end, is Bo-Katan, Mandalore. This is the most seen 5v5 counters. Bo-Katan, Mandalore, CLS, Reva, JML, SLK. In 3v3, Wampa, Darth Revan, Malak, Radis, Reva, Palp, Starkiller, and also Malgus, but I didn't really count that because, Darth Revan already. But I will say this team is mainly an offensive team. You go first, you're going to win almost all your matchups. Early on, you're not going to see much that's going to stop you unless you're seeing like Jedi Revan and Darth Revan. Those are going to be common things that might stop you, but like Padmes, Bounty Hunters, Phoenix, whatever you're going to see, Geos is going to beat them as long as you go first. So mods are super important. Make sure you go fast. And eventually, Palpatine will go to a Starkiller team. Vader and Leftover Empire will do solo stuff or go to like Lord Vader and Aphra. And that is it for today. I owe you 1 minute and 20 seconds. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.